All right. Well, hopefully today is actually a beautiful day, but hopefully that stays vertical as I don't really have any sort of clamp. This is not the best stand for my phone there, but wanted to come out. Of course, it's Friday, and I don't know. I just had this itch. It's a beautiful day right now. Very little wind, and well, except out front, but in the back here, there's pretty much no wind. So we're gonna take some Wise Guys tackle. I brought one pack, and then I brought some gulp. Very simple stuff, and I figured why not try to come on out here and see if we can't get a flounder. So we're gonna go ahead and rig this up on a jig head here, and we're gonna get the casting and see if we can't find ourselves something. So we actually have the new toadfish rod here that we got. So we're gonna see if we can't we're looking for flounder specifically. So let's hope we can find a flounder to possibly tag. It kind of depends. It's in the shade here, and it's probably been in the shade for a little bit, so I'd imagine that kind of cooled off the water just a little bit from the warmth of the day. But let's hope. Well, it looks like we got one person at least, so that's cool. At least one. Figured we might as well try it and see what we can do today as far as fishing goes. Pretty much just at our dock, and that's it. We're just gonna hope. Bunch of bait around, but we're just gonna hope that we can possibly go through. Very sensitive rod, I'll give it that. This is their medium, and man, is it sensitive. You can really feel what's going on there. I'm telling you, I'll give them that. I just wonder the durability on these things long term, but they have it's sensitive. That's for sure. I will not have any issue figuring out if this was bit or not. This should be pretty easy to tell. Yeah, we're just gonna hope and see that maybe we can catch an 11-incher plus, tag it and release it. That'd be the cool thing. So hoping and praying for that. That's what we're gonna go for. But today we got Wise Guys tackle, so we're using Wise Guys tackle, using their kick and shrimp right now on the toadfish. Actually, this is their travel rod. So this is their 6'8" medium action travel rod, and then we also have their paired reel that goes along with it. The reel was a 2500 with 20-pound braid. I'm pretty sure it's Yozuri. No, yeah, I think it's the Yozuri braid or J braid, one of those two. I forgot right off the top of my head. We're gonna hopefully get ourselves a flounder though to possibly tag. So let's see what we can do. Got a second person that joined in. That's awesome. So first one ever. Figured why not go ahead and just try it out, see what it's like. Hopefully the phone doesn't just fall in with a hook set or something. But tons of bait. I know you guys probably can't see that, but there's a ton of bait flickering right now. Sure that there's a lot more wind that way towards the water, towards the the main river, towards the intercoastal and the ocean and stuff like that. We do have some wind, but right here, back here, it's almost nothing as far as wind. Very light, beautiful day back in here, back in the back country, in the creek really. But we're just starting with a little cooking shrimp here on a small jig head. I think this is the shrimp pimp or the prawn or something like that. Forget the color right off the top of my head, but it might be shrimp and grits actually. But good color, nice compact little bait, perfect for if you're out there fishing in some shallow water or some skinnier water and want a small presentation. That nice clear water, perfect kind of bait for it. But it's also perfect for pretty much any smaller fish, and really we don't care what kind of size of flounder as long as it's bigger than that 11 inches. We'll go through and we'll tag it today if we can get one. So let's hope and see. We're just going to take it nice and slow. We got the rest of the evening really to go through and catch it. and hopefully tag it for the North Carolina Department of Marine Fisheries kind of deal. Try to help them get more data. So let's get some more data for them, and only can do that by coming through and getting ourselves a flounder. Last weekend we did actually Memorial Weekend. We did actually go through and catch 2 fish. I'll see if this video does, if we do decent with this video or whatnot, we can go through and actually possibly put that link in here for you guys to go ahead and watch if you're watching it, in the future. But I see we've been getting one or twosies hopping on and off. First, for the first live, I'm not too worried about it, but I appreciate you coming, checking it out, of course. It's a big thing for me. We're just out here flounder fishing, trying to catch ourselves a flounder to possibly tag as long as it's big enough. Fishing in the backwater back here with the toadfish gear. But lots of bait around, lots of stuff. So we're just trying to bounce off the bottom, staying as close to the bottom as possible. In the wintertime, I will catch trout in here, some smaller trout, and then of course, summertime you can always get flounder, red, some of the smaller stuff, but nothing crazy size, but not far from where I live, so very quick, easily accessible spot. Makes for a great little fishing video, kind of like today, just to check and see live for the first time. But I hope if you are watching, I hope you guys, if this is your first time, seeing Lethal Lure here, going into, we do a lot of inshore stuff, a lot of offshore stuff now that we're starting to get into that time of year. We will get out there and get offshore a little bit more. So looking for amberjacks, mahi trolling, kingfish, Spanish mackerel, pretty much the whole gambit here on the coast. And then also the inshore species like redfish, trout, and flounder as well. But I hope you guys will go through and consider, hopping on, joining the team. We are at 863 subscribers at the filming of this video, at this live. Pushing towards that 1,000. We do appreciate all of you guys, all 863, and whoever is going to be joining in the future too. So just out here looking to get ourselves a flounder, not to keep because that's illegal for the state I'm in, but really just to tag to get some more data on them. But if you guys aren't familiar with it, North Carolina has been going through a lot of problems with their commercial versus the recreational anglers and things of that nature. So that whole debate is up for grabs. And of course, well, if you are in this state, well, that we don't have a 2024 flounder season. We have created a group. There is Fishing with Brewski. He is also on YouTube as well. Encourage you to go through and watch his videos. He will go through, and we're starting to try to create a nice group to make some change in that realm as far as, going forward, our fisheries management. But the goal for me today is really simple. We're just trying to get a flounder or two, something to tag to where we could let it go and hopefully get them some data to get better research. But for the few of you guys that were here for a second, I just can't believe how much bait is coming up here. You'd think that there's got to be a bunch of fish in here. There's always bunker here, almost always. Pretty small, little peanut bunker, very small, ranging from like an inch to maybe 2.5, 3 inches. Oh, that was actually a shrimp. Someone was chasing that shrimp, that's for sure. Something was chasing that shrimp right by this dock. Right by the dock here. Can't remember. It looks like we're on a fairly high tide right now though, so once that water starts to dump out and get a little bit movement, I don't know how much current movement we really have at this moment in time, so that can sometimes change a lot of the fish's behavior. But we did just have a shrimp jumping and some bunker jumping and movement as well. So there's definitely bait. You got some structure in the area. There's a nice mud bank on this other side, so should have some should have at least 1 or 2 flounder on here, but we're just gonna fish it nice and slow. We got the rest of the evening. Oh, we did get nibbled by something there. Felt more like a pinfish though. Felt more like a pinfish than anything. But we'll keep on going. Try to see if we can't get ourselves hooked into it. This is the toadfish travel rod though. So for those of you that might be watching, we're checking out for our Greece trip. So we're headed to Greece here shortly. We will be checking out, fishing some of the islands. I'm definitely bringing this, so that's why I just wanted to also get some use out of this thing ahead of time, just to get a feel for the rod, see what I could really do with it whenever I get to Greece. So be on the lookout for some of those videos. Super excited to see what that's going to entail as far as what we can catch. Believe it or not, I've seen some people catching mahi from the shore, which is kind of crazy. Really hoping that we can get to that point. Maybe we'll keep our fingers crossed. If we can actually go through and get ourselves a mahi from shore, that would be quite awesome. But appreciate that thumbs up there. Activity with this. I just wanted to go through and start our first one, see what it's like. I know a lot of people like to do that, and a lot of the content creators try to do this as an open forum. I have no idea if there's a way that you guys can actually like send messages or anything like that. I don't know. No idea with that. But I'm also worried that if I press that button, it's gonna somehow hit the phone and it's gonna fall off and go right off the dock into the water. So let's hope not for that. Just hoping for that flounder. Where are you at? That flounder to be able to go ahead and tag and release it, get some data for them. But yeah, that's what we're doing, is just using 20-pound test on a toadfish. This is their 2500 series reel, and then this is their 6/8 medium light action rod. So it's the medium light, and actually this is their medium because it's 3 different pieces. So there's the bottom piece, which is the same. Then you got a middle section here that you can change out for your medium and your medium light, and then you can change out your fast action tip or your moderate fast action. So that's kind of the difference there. I hope if you guys are new to the channel that you guys consider subscribing. We do a lot of different fishing. I'm out there just about every weekend looking for offshore stuff, near shore, inshore stuff. So we're going for mahi, we're going for kingfish, we're going for Spanish mackerel, big flounder, redfish, all the whole gambit. So right now we're currently using Wise Guys tackle. So their kicking shrimp is what we're using right now to try to see if we can't luck into one of these flounder and tag it, send it on its way. So we're hoping. That would be really cool though. There's got to be a way that you guys can somehow go through and comment or something. I feel like I'm talking to a wall. Feels a little weird. Feels a little weird, not gonna lie. Might have to move down a little bit. We're just trying to fan cast around, make sure we're hitting every piece, because with flounder, you can be just off just a little bit and kind of miss them. I don't know if that was a fish or not. Felt like it. I just stopped feeling the bait work, which is, flounder had that subtle bite at times where you can barely feel them. Well, that must have been some sort of stick or something. I felt that little bit of resistance, but I'm telling you what, these rods are very light. I will give it that. A very light rod. I'm excited to try to use this tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning. I'm thinking I'm gonna possibly go out and throw a top water on this and see how it feels as far as the action and everything. We got this one, and then we got the they're 6.2. So they have 2 different models. This is their 6.8, and then they had the 7.2, sorry, 7.2, so 7 foot 2 inch rod, where that one is their medium and medium heavy action. So I got a 4,000 size reel to pair with that. Hopefully that'll be a little bit more beneficial for what I'm looking to do in the future. I feel like there's got to be a way that you guys are. We got a record there. 6 people, 6 whole people. Easy record when it's the first one. First live stream ever, so makes for a pretty easy record. Just bumping bottom for none other than the elusive flounder. I really need to work on that for the future of this fishery. Probably won't stay on too much longer, but I was hoping that maybe perhaps I could get the video of us catching the flounder and possibly going through and tagging it on video as well. There's got to be a way. Oh, okay, so yeah, you can actually. I see someone said hey. All right, so now that I feel a little special there, the fact that I didn't see that there was actually a comment section below. What's your guys' favorite lures to go through and catch flounder if you do like to flounder fish? Let's hear it in the comment. Let's hear it. Let's see if you can that or knowing flounder fishes, that might be it. Might throw on the gulp just in case. Sometimes that scent can be all the difference. Thinking we're gonna push down a little bit further. I don't know that, or I'm gonna try to get over here a little bit more. Try to cast over into some of this other structure stuff over near the trees and such. It's definitely slick calm back here. Still holding on to the hope that maybe perhaps we get bit and we can show a tag flounder. Redfish for our state have to be 27 inches, so we're definitely not getting a 27 incher back here. That's highly unlikely. Just a little too skinny for it. Trout, kind of the wrong time of year. Definitely the wrong time of year for back in here, at least. But they have to be 12 inches for trout, so for the tagging program. We did, in fact, actually catch a 25 incher and tag it this past weekend on topwater, which was pretty cool. There's got to be some, there's a little bit of current movement, just not much. A little bit, just not much. I think we're gonna try to reposition ourselves over here. Come over here, see if we can't try a little bit different of an area, as the current seems to be kind of moving out. So let's see about that. It's kind of moving towards us now, so a little bit better. A little bit better position wise. We've got a snag of some sort. We got a snag of some sort. We got probably a tree pounder. So there's a shell bank over there. And that's exactly what we got ourselves. It's a nice oyster. A nice oyster is what we got there. Got some oysters. Got some oysters. But this little section, there's a tree, a down tree, some oyster bar. There's got to be some mud around too. Somewhere around there should be a fish. Lots of structure down there, that's for sure. A lot of structure. Lots of little shrimp. Perhaps I should be throwing a net. Get some shrimp. I feel like if I got shrimp for tomorrow, though, it'd just get eaten by a bunch of pinfish. Just get pinfish the whole time. Little bait fish, little trash bait fish. Definitely got bit right there. Just, what was that? Felt something come charge it. Not 100% sure on what it was, though. Of course. Already getting oyster gunk on the rod. Already getting some oyster gunk on the rod. Feels like it might actually be a lot calmer today. I know tomorrow morning's supposed to be pretty calm, so having that debate on if it's going to be worth trying to peek out the inlet or not, or if it's just better to stay in and go for some redfish or flounder. That's the debate. Not entirely sure which one I should want to do. I gotcha, we still got one. So weird, when I moved it, I guess I made it so that way I can't see who's actually here, or if there is anyone here. We're hoping we can get at least one for you. It's not like a famous flounder spot of mine or something, but I was just hoping maybe we could hook something from the bank here. I figured it might be a little tough to make an entire bank video from here and like 2 hours of fishing, but you never know. You just never know. Now, when this water temp cools down, absolutely can come out here and catch a trout or two or so, but this water temp should be in the 70s to 80 degrees range, so definitely too hot for them here. Definitely too hot for them here.